Alrighty then, it's time for another Trippy Food live stream with a crazy, out of control dog who just wants a lot of attention. So welcome back. I'm going to give this today my best shot. So I've foregone the past few live streams because I had COVID, and then after I got over the COVID, after I was testing negative, I still had this residual cough, which I still do. So I have my hot tea with lemon and honey that I've been drinking. I got that. I didn't want to do cough drops because I didn't want that taste in my mouth for everything else to taste like that. Apparently he likes that. I didn't want everything else to taste like that, so I'm not doing cough drops or anything. So I'm gonna do my best to try to get through this. If it gets to the point where I can't talk anymore, just without coughing, then maybe we'll just make it a shorter live stream. But I'm gonna give it my best shot, and I think we can get through this. Pretty sure we can get through this. So, hey, we got Tom in the room. We got Miguel Rangel in the room. We got Julie, who is at Canopy Lake Park. And if you don't know what Canopy Lake Park is, I will find the link for you and show you the episode that we filmed with Julie and the girls at Canopy Lake Park. Okay, Miguel, Julie. Let's see. It says we got 5 in the room, waiting for the other 2 to show up. In the meantime, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to find the Canopy Lake Park episode for you, and that will be now. Don't be watching that right now because I got a live stream to do, but it'll be there for you so that you can check it out afterwards. Dude, let me type, please. Let me type. I can't type if you keep on. I know, Doodle. No one's paying attention to you. I'm so sorry. Hang on 1 second, dude. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. No, that's not a second. All right, here we go. I need the link. And there's the link. And there we go. So that episode is when I went to Canopy Lake Park with Julie and the girls. So you can see what Canopy Lake Park is. One of the older, not one of the oldest, but one of the older amusement parks in the United States that's still open. I think it opened in 1920, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 1920, something like that. It was just over 100 years old, either way. So Homer Simpson is here. Homer Simpson left a comment earlier this week, and I said, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Where are you? Homer is back. Maybe the rest of the Simpsons will join us today. That would be nice. We have, let's see, who else? Jared Tierno. I don't think I mentioned you, Jared. Welcome. Didn't know you were going to be live. I didn't see a reminder. Well, that's strange because I put it on all social media. I put it in the community page. I put it on Twitter, or X as it was. I put it on, what did I put it on? I put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook, put it everywhere. So I'm surprised you didn't see it. But well, we missed you too, Tom. Missed you too. 1908. Thank you, Jules. 1908 it opened. So it's like I said, not the oldest, but one of the oldest. Probably, I think it's in the top 10 oldest. Doodle, you got to calm down. You got to calm. I know. You got to calm down, though. I know. See, there's people out there. They like seeing you, and they haven't seen me in a few weeks, so they kind of want to join this live stream. Okay. I know what you want. You want a snack because you know that every time you got your hair all over the place. I can make another dog out of all this hair. All right. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? You want the snack? All right. There you go. You know what? I'm going to give you half because I know you're going to be back for more. So here. You want that? And off he goes. That is all I am worth to him is a snack. All right. 1902. Yeah, I don't remember what I said. I think I said 1920. You said 1908, 1902. Oh, yeah, 1902. But it is one of the oldest amusement parks still operating in the United States. Dad, they have turkey legs. Want me to grab you one? Yeah, sure. Enjoy that for me. Eli is in the room. Welcome, Eli. Good to see you again. I can already feel that cough starting up. I'm just going to have to nurse this tea with honey and lemon. So again, I've tested negative for COVID, but there's that residual cough that just won't go away. It's really annoying. The other thing that I found I think might be from the COVID is that I feel exhausted by 6 p.m. So like at one point in time, I think it was Thursday or Friday, I had to go lay down at 6 p.m. and I slept till about 10 and woke up. But I don't remember, getting that tired or being that exhausted all the time. So it may be the COVID. Now, I guess I should be thankful because I didn't get a lot of really bad symptoms and everything. I had a fever for a few days, and I had the runny nose, which I always get with COVID. But that was really about it. And so the cough just kind of started afterwards, and it's kind of like a post-nasal drip kind of cough. So again, yeah, I miss doing these live streams, which is why I kind of insisted on doing one today. And like I said, hopefully, we can get through this one, and there won't be too much coughing or something like that. So, but we're gonna play it by ear. Like I said, if it gets too bad, then maybe we'll just do an hour and we'll do the rest of the snacks on another live stream. But thank you all for joining us. Yeah, it's good. So for those who don't know what this is, so this was a glass mug, whatever you want to call this, that Claudia bought back me from Colombia, and it is made from Club Colombia. Is a brand of beer in Colombia. I think we did a review of their dark beer from Via de Leyva. So that's one of the I think I want to say it was a short, and we did a review of Club Colombia. But there's a place in Colombia where they take the bottles, the Club Colombia bottles, and they make mugs out of them. So they kind of stick this thing on it. They take the top off. They make mugs out of the Club Colombia bottles. So it's kind of a cool thing. My only thing is it's small, right? But again, it's made from a beer bottle, so you can't make it bigger. So that's my only issue, is that it's kind of small. So like you want a big mug of something, coffee or tea or whatever, or even beer. You can drink beer out of it. It's just kind of small. Well, Ice Hand, I am feeling better, but that's kind of a relative term. So people have been asking me, they say, well, do you feel better? Yeah, I feel better. I feel fine. It's just that, like I said, I have this residual cough that's really, it's annoying more than anything else. And so I'm just trying to get past that. But thank you. Hey, Rob Switches in the room. Hey, Rob, have not seen you in a while. Hope things are going well. It was funny because I was on Matt's live stream yesterday, but I told him I was going to go out for a walk, and it's going to be about an hour and a half or so. And when I came back, I was going to check in. And when I came back, you were on, and I left the room for a minute. I came back on because I guess he rated your channel. And I guess when I came back in, you were gone. And so there was somebody else on. So I don't know if you rated somebody else, but it was funny because I left and Matt was on. I came back, you were on. I left the room, came back into the room, and somebody else was on. So it was kind of funny. But good to see you again, Rob. Rob, we are going to have to do, let's do another collaboration soon. Let's definitely do that. So, but it's good to see you, and glad you could join us today. I have a glass cutter and make glasses out of liquor and wine bottles. Wish I could put handles in them. Yeah, I don't know how they do this. I'm not sure how they stick this on there, but that's kind of a cool thing. So, yeah, it would have been nice if maybe they left it a little bit taller, and then you could get more, more beverage in there. But it is what it is. So there we go. Yeah, he rated, then I rated about 30 minutes later. Yeah, it was fun. Well, so I must have caught the tail end of your stream, because, like I said, I walked into the room and you were on. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I just went and walked out of the room to get something, came back in, and there was somebody else on. So it was kind of funny. You have my number, hit me up anytime. Oh, okay, I will, Rob. Let's definitely do that. It's been a hot minute since we've done something together. Let's see. Did I get everybody? I don't want to. I got you, Jared, I think. Oh, Janice Yamanaka. I'm sorry. I missed you, Janice. I did not see you sneak into the room, but welcome, Janice. Glad you're here. It's not a party unless you're here. Janice, for those who don't know, and I've mentioned it before, for those who don't know, Janice has participated in every single live stream we've ever done since the beginning of us doing live streams. So that's kind of cool. So welcome, Janice. That's a sick craft to, yeah, it is. It's kind of a cool thing. Jules, I bet you'd be good at it. You're very creative and artistic. I think you could probably do something like this. I don't see, what I don't know is how they get the label, and I guess, yeah, this is a complete label. How they get the label in, because it's almost like there's glass on the covering the label. So this isn't the actual label. You can't peel this off or anything. So they've somehow gotten a label inside there. I don't know how they do it, but it's definitely, has the label on it. And then it's maybe it's an epoxy or something, Jules. I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is it has hot tea and lemon in it, and that's what I need today. So we have a grab bag live stream today. I'm thinking in the next couple of weeks, I think we're finally going to do the Ordinary Average Guy live stream, which is basically based on your suggestions, and we need more of those. So go to the community page, find the post about the Ordinary Average Guy live stream, and leave some more suggestions. There's a lot of great suggestions there, but we need some more. Some of them were like not ordinary, but they were good suggestions, so I put them in the suggestion box. So we will do those, but really didn't seem like something ordinary. I didn't see John King come in the room, but like if he suggested like a maggot and cheese sandwich, that's not ordinary. It's a suggestion that we might be able to do, but not as an Ordinary Average Guy stream. So the idea of the Ordinary Average Guy live stream is we're going to eat foods that people eat every day. We're going to keep it simple. So in other words, like let's say if we do a hot dog with mustard and ketchup, yeah, I know. But if we do a hot dog with mustard and ketchup on it, we're going to do like an Oscar Mayer hot dog or like a popular hot dog. Somebody is suggesting Bar S. That's a little bit lower than popular. That's what you get. You buy Bar S hot dogs when you can't afford Oscar Mayer. And I would buy like Hebrew National has a natural hot dog, and that's usually what I buy, stuff like that. But the idea is, if we do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, we're going to use like Jif peanut butter. We're going to Smucker's jelly and Wonder Bread. So we're going to use the same thing that everybody else uses everywhere else, and do that. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And the idea is, I'm going to try those things with an open mind and an open palate, kind of give my take on it, and then at the end of it, give my take as to what, if anything, I would do to improve that or make that better or something. So I think that's going to be fun. The other one is, because it's that time of year again, we'll be doing our pumpkin spice live stream, our pumpkin spice roundup. And I think I'm going to make it a little bit more inclusive. So in addition to being pumpkin spice, we're also going to do pumpkin, which is not the same thing as pumpkin spice, believe it or not. Pumpkin and pumpkin spice, two different things. You can have things that have pumpkin spice in it that don't have pumpkin in it. And you can have things that have pumpkin in it that don't have pumpkin spice. So they're two different things, but we're going to merge them together. So we're going to call it the pumpkin spice roundup, but we're going to do pumpkin spice, pumpkin stuff, and we'll probably do some fall things, some autumn things, things that are just like a cider donut. Cider donuts are neither pumpkin spice or pumpkin flavored, but they are kind of fall treats. We're not going to do cider donuts because we've done cider donuts before, but I would say sometime in the next 2 weeks we'll do I'm just going to continue to call it pumpkin spice. We're going to do a pumpkin spice live stream. We're going to do our Ordinary Average Guy live stream. And those will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. So, Joshua Maxwell is in the room. I'm sorry I missed you, Joshua. I'm busy talking. I don't always pay attention to what people are saying. I should, because it's not like we're not like, I was going to say reckless eating. They have but you take somebody like LA Beast when you're on one of their live streams, is like their live chat just goes like this, and so, I've seen some people get upset, like, how come you didn't answer me? Well, because he didn't see it, because, if you blink, you miss it. So we're at the stage right now, we're comfortable. I sound like I'm making an excuse for the fact that, we only have like 10 or so people on the live stream. I don't care if we have 2, we're still doing a live stream. We're still going to have fun, and I hope you guys have fun too. So I'm not, making an excuse for it. What I'm saying is, with that few people in there, I should be able to monitor that. But just in case I do miss somebody, keep me honest. Like if somebody says something and I miss that or something, just, throw it back out there, or somebody else say, hey, Val, so-and-so asked you a question. So, keep me honest. I'm assuming King John is John King. It would make sense. But John, you always have a different name when you come in. So I'm not always sure that you're you, but I'm assuming that you're John King. And I give you a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. So there we go. People still think I'm weird that I open bags of chips from the upside down. Well, they'll get over it after a while. So yeah, the only drawback to that is that usually if there's like some sort of oil or something in there, again, all the seasoning and everything goes to the bottom of the bag, but then the oil and everything else does too. So when you're eating the chips from the bottom of the bag, even if you're eating a few, usually your hands get a lot dirtier than if you're eating it from the top of the bag. Somebody else suggested, well, why don't you just shake the bag? Well, because I don't like eating broken chips. That's why I don't shake the bag. But yeah, just kind of a thing. Now, you bring up a very interesting question, I guess, point. And I'm wondering this because just out of curiosity, does anybody know what happened to cereal file? And the reason I say this is because I was filming an episode the other day where I didn't keep it crunchy by putting in the milk first. And I had mentioned cereal file on the there's a few people that used to chat, used to post episodes on a regular basis that I just haven't seen anything from. So there's Food Taster TV. Have not seen anything from Food Taster TV in a very, very long time. Have not seen anything from Cereal File in a very, very long time. So does anybody know? Has anybody heard anything about either of them? Like what has happened? Has other things in life just become more important and they just don't have time to do it anymore? I don't know. So that's why I was asking you. Yeah, yes, it's me. Always maggots. That's right, Tom. I'm John. Always maggots. So but you have to admit, sometimes you've made maggot suggestions and we've done them, right? Like remember the Salisbury steak sandwich with roasted maggots? We did that. So sometimes if they're doable, John will do them. One of the same thing, have not heard or at all. Yeah, it's just kind of weird when people just disappear like that. So, but again, sometimes, especially when you don't have a lot of subscribers, it can, and you have other things going on in your life, it can be a bit much to maintain that. And so some people just kind of stray away from it. Some people stray away from it and come back. Then you have people who were really popular, like I would say like Main Event Pong, and it just gets, the hassle of it just isn't worth it anymore, and they just kind of walk away from it. So even at a point of high success, they just walk away from it, like Main Event Pong. So you never know. We're going to keep doing this as long as we can keep doing it. And like I said, if we have an audience of like 4 or 5 people, and you guys enjoy it as much as I do, then we're going to continue to do it. So hopefully you will stick with us. This is, I guess, as good a time as any to ask, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet and you watch it and you enjoy it and you participate, please do so. Also, the other channels of people like Joshua Maxwell and Tom, Old Guy in Colorado, and Janice Yamanaka, give them some love as well, because I wouldn't even suggest you watch their channels if I didn't think they were doing some cool stuff and that you wouldn't enjoy it. So yeah, be sure to subscribe. And this is usually something I do afterwards, but it just kind of came up. So we gave it a shot. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to them, like the videos. Oh, when you do subscribe though, because who is it that said they didn't see notification that we were going to be doing the live stream today? When you subscribe, there's like 3 options. I don't have a page open that I can take a look at it, but there's 3 options when you subscribe, and one of them is like there's just the bell, and then there's the bell with the little wavy things around it. And if you click on the bell with the wavy things around it, you will get notified anytime anything gets posted. So if I post in the community page that we're going to be doing a live stream and everything, you'll get notification. If I post a live stream, I think, I'm not sure, but if I post the live stream is going to go live on, Sunday or whatever, I think that sends a notification as well. So yeah, if you are subscribed and you're not getting notifications, go back and check your notification and make sure that little bell with little squiggly things around it is checked, and then you'll get notifications. Just looked at both Cereal File and Food Taster TV's channel, and their last videos were 2 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. What about pickled maggots? So pickled maggots themselves, I mean, you've seen maggots, they're kind of small, right? You could make pickled maggots, but then what are you going to do with the pickled maggots? So it has to have some, it's doable, just have to have something to do with those pickled maggots. So if you have any ideas on what to do with pickled maggots, like maybe pickled maggots, like pickled maggot relish on a hot dog, and make the hot dogs like a giant maggot, right? Maybe pickled maggot relish on a hot dog or something. Maybe I don't know, John. Just you need to elaborate that a little bit, and maybe a suggestion of what you could use those pickled maggots with, because just pickled maggots is, a spoonful of pickled maggots is, I don't know, it's just not something anyone would eat. I started making these cheesy shells that everyone keeps asking for the recipe. The secret: a little bit of green enchilada sauce. I'm going to be honest with you, Eli. I've never had green enchilada sauce. I always had the roja. I had the red enchilada sauce. I've never had the green enchilada sauce. I'll have to try that. Duncan Spencer is back. It's funny, we're talking about people we haven't seen in a while, and Duncan Spencer walks in the room. So welcome, Duncan. It's good to see you again, and glad you could make it. Dill and sweet pickle. All right, so Tom, that is a bridge too far. I don't like sweet pickles. I don't like that. What is the bread and butter pickles? The sweet ones. Do not like those. So dill pickled maggots. Yeah, those would be good. But again, they would be part of a condiment, I think. It wouldn't be much of a meal just eating pickled maggots, I don't think. So have to put them on something. Maggot salsa and chips. Yeah, so you could put the maggots in something like a pico de gallo or some sort of thing like that. So that could work. That could work, John. Maybe I wish there was some way to make like maggot chips. Turn the maggots into flour and then make maggot chips. That would be kind of interesting. But maggots, maggot salsa and chips is doable, John. Put it in the suggestion box, and we'll take a look at that. Late here wouldn't normally be awake at this time, but I'm at work tomorrow. Well, I'm glad you could join us, Duncan. We have not seen you in a while, and it's always nice to see old friends. So glad you could join us today. I used to just eat sweet gherkins. Yeah, I like to vary it. It's just the sweetness. For some reason, the sweetness in pickles, I just don't like. I don't know why. I just don't like sweet pickles. I'm going to be drinking a lot of this tea today, so I can feel that little scratchiness coming on. I'm going to make a mess here. Oh, maybe not. All right, there we go. No, Rob, because I don't know where you would be able to get maggots locally. So Rob, if we do a collaboration, it's not going to be maggots. Oh, also, I think Thursday, I think it was Thursday, our collaboration with Tom, where we did the tuna salad shot, that came out. There's I think maybe one more that we've already filmed with Tom that's coming out. I can't remember which one it was. And then we've got some other stuff to get going. Time to get started. Thank you, Janice. It is 1:23. I usually get started at quarter after. Janice is always keeping me honest, so thank you. All right, so we're going to start with our adult beverage as always. And so today, let's see. Okay. Today we have, where did that go? I always do some research so I can tell you guys what we're doing. Today, this is from Mother Earth Brew Company, and this is Cali Creamin Peaches and Cream. Sounds nasty, but it sounds good, but just the name just sounds weird. Cali Creamin Peaches and Cream. It's kind of weird. I guess it's some sort of ale, some sort of beer, but they're not really specific as to what kind. This is a 5% ABV. Let's see. Do they say like it's like an amber ale or a wheat or a? They don't really say. Brewed and canned. No, there's nothing. It really says what kind of beer it is, but it's a beer brewery. Mother Earth Brew Company was founded in 2010 by Daniel Love and Cameron Canek Giovanni. That's it. Canek Giovanni. Hope I'm saying that right. It's very long. Kannakjavani. Canek Giovanni, I think is how it's pronounced. Cameron Canek Giovanni in Vista, California, which is near San Diego. So, as long as we're talking about beer, our trivia question of the day for treat number 1 is, what is the name for the collagen obtained from the dried swim bladders of fish used for the clarification or fining of beer? So again, what is the name for the collagen obtained from the dried swim bladders of fish used for the clarification or fining of beer? All righty, so let's get started with this. Let's move my tea out of the way. Let's see, when I saw you doing Plus the Tuna Shot, I thought you were going to do a tuna teeny, which is a joke cocktail with a vodka and chunks of tuna. That might, oh, that sounds kind of nasty. I hate doing. Julie's watching, even though she's at Kennedy Lake Park. She's watching. I hate doing pours from a can. All right. What did I miss? I like the vid, old guy. What sort of thesis is this? Me no understand. Me no understand. Me no understand what you just posted, Duncan. I think it was like a language thing, but oh, Freak Guru has entered the room. Well, welcome, Freak. Glad you could make it. Ooh, that's a nice smell. Kind of a fruity smell. But it smells like beer. And again, oh, thank you, Jules. 9 out of 10. And from a can, that's pretty good. All right, here we go. Well, that head died down pretty quickly. But we still have, our Trippy Food Beer Tornado going on in there. Using nucleation, as Janice used to correct me. Oh, well, it's not that she corrected me, it's just that I forgot. And she would remind me that it's called nucleation. But she reminded me enough that now it's, stuck up there. It's nucleation. May as well have said, the ting has ping on my ring. Yeah, and I'm not sure what that's from, but it's interesting. The question I didn't understand. Oh, okay. Oh, the question. So let me see if I can shorten it. So there is a collagen that is obtained from the swim bladder of fish. It's a substance that's taken from the swim bladder of fish that is used in making beer clear. So to take the cloudiness out of the beer, which they call fining. And so what is that substance called when they take that substance, that collagen, out of the swim bladder of the fish to use in beer production to make the beer clear and not cloudy? That's the question. So that is the reason why you see some people talking about vegan beer, is that they really have to specify that they're not using this substance in the beer, because then the beer is not vegan. I would say that they don't really use it that much anymore. So most beer is vegan now, but still, just to be specific, there are some vegan beers that specifically don't use this substance. And I'm not going to tell you the name of the substance because that'll give away the question. So. Eli, that sounds really interesting. Maggot rice pudding, because you have the rice and the maggots together. That sounds really interesting. I'm obviously dumb. No, I'm using a lot of like 50-cent words there, like collagen and clarification and fining. So it's like, I don't mind explaining it. Yeah. I probably wouldn't understand that either if I hadn't looked it up. No, maggots are not death. Duncan, you've seen us do maggot dishes before. What do we do? What have we done with the maggots? We did John's suggestion of the Salisbury steak sandwich with maggots, and then with Matt Zion from Reckless Eating, we did the homemade kazu marzu, which is the maggot cheese. So I think we've done 2 things with maggots. If I'm not mistaken, we might have done more, but yeah, we'll do maggots. They're raised indoors, so we know they don't have parasites or pesticides or anything else like that. We get them at the pet store because they're used for pet food or for like lizard food and stuff. and we know that they're safe to eat. And we cook them. So, you know, there we go. With Matt, yes. Now, this is kind of strange because it says peaches and cream. It has a very light flavor. It has like a slight creaminess to it, but not like a strong creaminess. I'm not sure. Usually, things that are creamy, they use like lactose or something like that when they make the beer for that creaminess. But I don't see any ingredients here. Oh, wait, hang on. Contains lactose. Okay, there's the creaminess. Ale with natural flavor. So I suppose the natural flavor is peach. It's not like punch in the face peach. It doesn't taste like, you know, peach juice or like eating a raw peach or anything. It's just this kind of this hint, this light flavor. The beer itself is very light. The beer is it's light, but it's flavorful. It's not. It doesn't have that alcohol bite. It doesn't taste like maybe there's no hops in there because it doesn't have that hop bitterness to it. So that because that's light, it's a little bit fruity and everything. I would serve that with fish, but I also like it would be a good beer float with like a fruity ice cream flavor. You know, or you could just go with basic vanilla. I wouldn't go with vanilla bean. I would just go with basic vanilla with that. I think chocolate or or would be too much. Maybe strawberry would work. If you had a peach ice cream, it would be perfect. But that would make a nice beer float as well. A nice sweet beer float. Yeah, that's going to get, where did we go? That's going to get a big thumbs up. This is a really good beer. So we'll definitely finish it. Oh, thank you, Janice. So Janice posted the link for the Salisbury steak and roasted maggot sandwich that we made per John King's request. So you guys check that out when you get a chance. Drafigo has entered the room. We're seeing a lot of people we have not seen in a while. So welcome, Drafigo. Glad you could make it back. It's good to see you again. Did you know that badgers carry TB? I did not know that. I knew that armadillos can carry leprosy. Not a lot of them, but you can catch it by handling the raw flesh of the armadillos. But I didn't know that. I did not know that about badgers. But you know, hopefully, I'm not going to get close enough to a badger to be able to experience the fact of whether they have TB or not. So, a new kid show, Mr. Maggot. Now, that could do some development. Tom, if I knew how to do animation, we would make a go of that one. But I don't know how to do animation. I think OG wants into the pudding. The problem is I don't think OG knows where to get maggots or like edible maggots. You know, I mean, like he's not going to go into his trash bin and get maggots because that's bad and you shouldn't do it. Had strawberry and cream, but never this. Yeah, well, you haven't heard of peaches and cream. Peaches and cream are famous, but in a beer, that's a little bit unusual and different. So let's see, homemade maggot cheese episode. Oh, thank you, Janice. And Janice also posted the homemade Kazu Marzu episode with Matt Zion from Reckless Eating. She posted the link for that. Thank you, Janice. And so just check those out when you get a chance. And ferrets can catch and pass on human cold virus. No, well, I get a cold just from touching a doorknob, so I don't need a ferret to give it to me. Don't sneeze on your ferret. There you go. No maggots for me until I'm dead. Then I won't care. Then you're not eating the maggots. The maggots are eating you at that point. Mike is a bit crackly. All right, let's see. Maybe let's check the settings and maybe we pull that down a little bit. That's it on that. All right, let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Let me check my settings. It might have got pushed up. Volume is on. That's the head. The input. Oh, input's on 81. I'll bring it down a little bit. Is that any better? It could be that the air conditioner is going in the background. I don't know, but I just turned it down. I brought it down to about 66. You can still hear me, I assume. And how does it sound? Better? Any better? Seems to be fine now. Okay. All right. Cool. Also, could be that my voice is a little bit gravelly because I still have that, like I said, that residual cough or whatever. I hear you just fine. It was better before. All right. Well, you know what? Let's split the difference and we'll bring it up to 70. How's that? Here's that cough. hate that. Let's see, what microphone am I using? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to bring it up to 70. All right, it's at 70 now. It was at 80 before. Then I brought it down to the 60. Now it's 70. It's somewhere in the middle. Hopefully that should be good. So we'll see. Get better. Yeah, well, the thing is like people say, how do you feel? It's like, I feel fine. It's this thing. It's just, and I don't remember last time I got COVID was last year in April, and I got COVID, and I had a runny nose. That was the only symptoms I had. And then, after that went away, everything went away. This is different, but again, it's like the flu, it mutates. And so this one just brings a sore throat that I'm stuck with. My father-in-law, who's the one who graciously gave me COVID, he still has a cough as well. So, it is what it is. All right. More of my tea with honey. Stop playing with volume on the stream. Haven't you learned that lesson yet? Apparently not. I'm just trying to make everybody happy. If it sounds gravelly or whatever, I'm going to try to fix it. But if I can't, I'm going to leave it here. Tom, is this okay? Is this audible? Does it sound okay? If it is, I'll leave it here. If not, I'll push it back up a little bit more. How about maggot and egg salad? I feel like maggots would get lost in the egg salad. Kind of feel like maggots would get lost in it. Now, John, what we did do is we did, I want to say it was balut egg salad. I think it was balut egg salad, or it was century egg salad. I think we did. Was one we didn't. It was. I think maybe it was century egg, century deviled egg, and balut egg salad. I think it was what it was. I'd have to check, but I think we've done that. I don't know about doing maggot and egg salad and everything, but I don't know. You put it in the suggestion box, but I just don't know about maggot and egg salad. I think, like I said, I think the maggot would get lost in egg salad, and I think it'd be too similar to what we already did with balut and egg salad. All right, so let's start in with our first snack. Oh, the question. Thank you, Tom. The question was, what is the name for the collagen obtained from the dried swim bladders of fish used for the clarification or fining of beer? That seems like years ago. Let's see where the guesses were. All right. Janice Yamanaka said isinglass. Tom said quidquat ointment. Let's see. Are those the only answers? Looks like those are the only people. Those are the only answers. Yes, you are both correct. It is in fact isinglass. Isinglass is how it's pronounced. I would have said isinglass, but it is in fact isinglass. And again, it's not used so much anymore. But like vegans who want to drink beer, look for a beer that specifically says it's vegan because it has no isinglass in it. All right, let's grab our first snack. Today, our grab bag is World Market, Cost Plus World Market. I have a lot of interesting things here. There's a couple of things that look to be spicy. There's some sweet stuff. There's some savory stuff. A little bit of everything. Give me a second. I want to get that one ready. We got more sweet stuff than usual, and we have fish. Who doesn't love fish? I know a lot of people don't love fish. Let's start with these. Okay, so these are. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Do my cleanup here. These are from a company, or the product line is called Natierra. It is sort of Spanish. The tierra part is Spanish. I guess it's natural of the land. Nature, like nature, Natierra, and tierra's land. So whatever. These are Natierra freeze-dried apples. Natierra, the company, the company was founded as Brandstorm. The product line is Natierra. Brandstorm was founded in 2002 by Thierry Olivier in Los Angeles, California. Then the Natierra product line was launched in 2014. So these are freeze-dried apples, nothing but apples, freeze-dried apples. So here is the question. The question is, who first implemented freeze drying? Again, who first implemented freeze drying? All right. Oops, scroll out of the way here. All right, there we go. Jal Vlogs. Now, Jal, or is it Hal? I'm not sure. Maybe it's like the Spanish pronunciation of the letter J. Hal. I do not recognize your name, so I don't know that you have been here before. And if you have, please forgive my old memory for not remembering. But in the event that you are new to the channel, A, what brings you here, and B, where are you from? I don't need street address or anything else like that. Nearest metropolitan area is fine. But where are you from, Jal? We're going to call you Jal. All right, here we go. Doodle, I think you can have this because, let's see, ingredients: freeze-dried Granny Smith apples, brine solution, absorbic acid, citric acid, because there's citric acid in almost everything. Salt. Yeah, Doodle, I think you can have one of these. So I'm going to give you a piece of this, and we'll see if you like it. Now it's freeze-dried, so it's going to freak you out a little bit. Oh my God, those are big chunks of apple. Look at that. That's like a piece of apple right there. It's an apple chunk, freeze-dried. Let's see. I'm going to give you a small piece, Doodle, and I will let you have fun with this. Let's see. I guess that's big enough. You want to try that? He's going to try it in the other room. He doesn't want to be embarrassed if he, spits it out or something. All right, here we go. Usually, freeze-dried, if you try to bite into it, it kind of crumbles. And this one doesn't. This one's like a little bit spongy. Still has a skin on it. The skin is chewier than I think the fresh apple would be. So most of the inside of the apple kind of disappears, kind of just melts away. And you're left with the skin, which is chewy. It definitely has that green apple punch, that tartness of green apple. But like when you're getting that taste, but you don't get the texture of eating a green apple. And so it's just kind of weird. But really basic. They haven't added anything to it. No sugar added, nothing like that. Yeah, it's just really, really good. Like these would be nice in a salad, I think. You put them in a salad, so it's kind of like, I mean, I know that I think it's Waldorf salad has apple in it, if I'm not mistaken. And I put it in a salad, and it's kind of like, it's a cross between an apple and a crouton, I think. And the only problem is that the skin's getting stuck in my teeth. Yeah, it's a green apple. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a green apple. It's just in another form. It's kind of cool. It lasts forever. You don't have to worry about it going bad. You can take it on a camp hiking trip with you or something, put it in your backpack and everything. That's a thumbs up. That's really good. Let's see, what was I missing while I was busy talking? We'll get to the question there in a second. Let's see. What? Jacques Arsene Darsonval. I'm not sure what that is in reference to. Did Jal Vlogs respond? I don't see that. Okay, that's fine. How about maggots and crackers? John, dial back the maggots for a while. You're just like, put one out, wait till we do it, then put on another one, or change it up a little bit or anything. But, just like ease up on the maggot thing because, we can only do so many. I'm going to be honest with you. Doing maggots is expensive. It's like $20 for a little packet of maggots. So it's expensive. So, we can't do it a lot. But so just wanted to let you know. Squeaky Barry. When you die, Val, hopefully many years from now, will your tombstone read, "Here lies Val and citric acid," because there's citric acid and everything? No, it will not, because I will not have a tombstone, because I'm going to be cremated. So unless we arrange a nice barbecue, a nice roast leg of Val. What do you guys think? All right. So our question was, who first implemented freeze drying? So let's go back and see where those guesses first started. Let's see. Ice Hand said South American natives, not sure what country did freeze drying. Duncan Spencer said, yo man, Portuguese or Portugal or Portuguese people in Brazil maybe. Let's see. Now Janice said Jacques Arsène de Arsenval. And I was wondering if maybe that's, Janice, that's the answer to your question, is the person who first started doing freeze drying. I'm not sure. I'm answering in the, oh, okay. All right, so it is in fact, Ice Hand is correct, it's South American natives. So it was the Inca tribe from in the Andes Mountains, and they started, the thing they first started freeze drying is potatoes. So basically what they would do is they would expose the potatoes to below freezing temperatures, and then during the day they would squeeze the water out of it. Then they would keep on repeating that process until the potato had no more water out of it, and that's how they kind of did a sort of a freeze drying process on it. Because it's essentially how the freeze drying process works. It's mostly mechanical now. So it was in fact the Incas in the Andes Mountains that originally started doing that. So as far as what country, it would probably be like Peru. Yeah, kind of knew that would happen. Peru, most likely, or any of the countries, what are now countries, where the Inca lived in the Andes Mountains. That was for the question. Jacques Arsène d'Arsenval, a French physicist often credited with inventing the modern freeze-drying process in 1906. That is probably correct, Tom. That the modern process was probably invented by Jacques Arsène d'Arsenval. Of course we are French, you and Ninny. Why do you think we speak with us a outrageous accent? Val, how about tuna salad enchiladas? That sounds interesting. I think we want to forego the red sauce though, but that sounds really interesting. John, yeah, put that in the suggestion box, John. That sounds really interesting. I thought Portuguese. Well, you know, things happen in the Andes Mountains. They don't necessarily stay in the Andes Mountains. So there you go. Now go away for Russia. Don't you a second time. All right. So let's see. Put this over here. I'm going to do this one next. How are we doing on time? We're almost an hour in, and this is the second snack. I got to pep it up a little bit. We're going to do this next. I don't suppose that's going to hurt anything. Here we go. So these are from Trader Joe's. They are Trader Joe's strawberry rhubarb hand pies, and they're made with real hand. I'm not sure what a hand pie is. And no, those of you who know the song Penny Lane, do not go there. I don't. So this is a strawberry rhubarb hand pie, or a strawberry rhubarb. We'll just call it a strawberry rhubarb pie, small pie. Trader Joe's, as you know, as we've always discussed, as we've constantly discussed, Trader Joe's was founded in 1967 by Joe Columb in Pasadena, California. The first store that he opened in 1967 is still open. It's on Arroyo Parkway in Pasadena. And the company was sold then to Theo Albrecht of Aldi Nord in 1979. So it is now owned by the one of the brothers who owns Aldi. And there are two Aldis. It's sort of weird. There's Aldi Nord and Aldi South, Sud, which is Aldi North, Aldi South. One owned by each of the brothers just split. My understanding is the reason they split the company was because one wanted to sell cigarettes and the other one did not. So they split the company. And so most of them maintain the same Aldi stores. It's just that there's two parent companies apparently. So now Trader Joe's is owned by the owners of Aldi. So the question is, what? Because it says rhubarb in it. What is the earliest example of rhubarb eaten as food? And I'm saying that as opposed to medicine because it was used for medicinal purposes prior to that. But what is the earliest example of rhubarb being eaten as food? All right, so we're going to just open this up and try this. Let's see. I'm going to put this on a plate. No doodle, I'm pretty sure you can't have this. This has sugar in it. I don't want you to have sugar. You're hyper enough as it is. Does you want another apple? You want a piece of apple? Did you like that? Did you like the apple? You want another piece of that? I'll give you another piece of apple. Apple's good for you. You want that? You do. He likes the apple. Right. It's nice to have something that he can have as well. Alrighty, here we go. It look more like empanadas than pies. Let's just cut off a slice of this. Here's that nice cross section. Let's see, get my stupid head out of the way. Find that sweet spot. Close enough. It doesn't look really full. I guess maybe when these things puff up or something, it just kind of separates a little bit. But we'll see. I can help you with that one, the tuna enchiladas. Oh, all right. Tom, that might be something that we do together. That would be fun. You know, Tom, we're going to talk later. Let's talk about how we would go ahead and make that. As long as we're going to be collaborating very shortly anyways on something else very soon. We might as well do that at the same time. I like the crust. It's nice and it's not like your typical pie crust. It's got more texture to it. It's got more crunchiness to it. John, I'm pretty sure avocado cheesecake, they make that commercially. I'll have to check with the Cheesecake Factory. Ooh. Now, rhubarb is typically tart. So even when it's ripe and you cook it and you add like sweetener to it, usually add sugar or something, some sort of sweetener to it, it still maintains a certain tartness. Now, I don't know, show of hands, has anybody eaten like a rhubarb stalk? Because you can buy, they look like celery stalks, but they're red. They should be red. Has anybody eaten, like, had a rhubarb stalk and just eaten the raw rhubarb stalk? Has anybody eaten that? Oh, good. Okay. All right, Jules. Yeah, I'll talk to you tonight. Love you. Have fun. Did Doodle show up again, Duncan? He changed his mind, starring back, saying, I want that instead. He wants the avocado cheesecake instead of the tuna enchiladas? Or he wants the tuna enchiladas instead of the, what was the maggot one? The maggot, no, it was, somebody said maggot rice pudding and maggot, there was something else. I don't know, just put them all in the suggestion box. I don't know if you can delete your suggestion if you put it in the suggestion box, if you don't want it. Whatever's in there, I'm going to look at. So I'll put it in there. This is really interesting. So there's like it's not strawberry, but there's something like chewy fruit, like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of like eating a cherry, which seems to have more texture than strawberry or cooked down rhubarb. Unless they just maybe didn't cook down the rhubarb a lot, so that it still maintain it. Because again, rhubarb, part of the rhubarb that you eat is the stalk, and it can be like kind of be stringy and crunchy, like very much like celery. So, I'm about to make some chicken Alfredo with bacon. Ooh, that sounds good. 18th page of death. Is that in reference to something else, Duncan? I'm not sure what that is. Have you tried Heinz pickle ketchup? I have. We've done the pickle ketchup. We did the jalapeno ketchup. We did the habanero ketchup. Heinz has come up with a bunch of different ketchups. We had the habanero ketchup. You know, not overly impressed with a lot of those. And then now I have a bottle of all those ketchups in my refrigerator. So there we go. He was looking for ages when you was eating. Ages. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is really, really interesting. It has a really, really nice texture. I like the thickness of the pie crust. The flavor is really nice. The blend of strawberry and rhubarb. It's not overly sweet. It still has the tartness of the rhubarb and everything. That for me is going to get a thumbs up. These are really good. Just kind of put that over here for a second. So let's go back and visit our question. Our question was, what is the earliest example of rhubarb being eaten as food as opposed to used for medicine? So the questions are, the answers are, let's see. Where are we? Janice Yamanaka said the 18th century by the Europeans. Tom said the practice of eating rhubarb stalks as a food only became common in the 18th and 19th century England when sugar became more affordable, allowing for its use in a big juicy quant. You'd have to add sugar to like when you made that. Tom, did you make a kumquat pie? I think you made a kumquat pie. That you have to use a lot of sugar just because of the tartness of that and everything. So Janice says 18th century by the Europeans. Tom is more specific, and he said 18th, 19th century England. I think, is that it? I know the only guesses. The correct answer that we think is rhubarb has been eaten in the Islamic world since the 10th century. So before it got to Europe, rhubarb was eaten as a food in the Islamic world in the 10th century. So 10th century would be like, let's see, first century would be to 100. 10th century would be like 900, the 900s. In the 900s. Yeah, it became a more popular and more widely used one in Europe in the 18th century, but was actually used in the what would I say, the Islamic world since the 10th century. So again, kind of that difference between modern and previous, but the earliest example is is being eaten in the Islamic countries in the 10th century. So here is another question for you, another trivia question based on the fact that Trader Joe's is owned by the people who own Aldi's. Where does the name Aldi come from? So Aldi, if you have not been to an Aldi grocery store, the name Aldi, A-L-D-I, where does the name Aldi come from? Anybody want to throw that out there? Extra points. Hey, Grub Warp is here. Welcome, Grub Warp. Glad you could make it. When are you seeing Matt next? I don't know. We're supposed to get something together and do some stuff, do a bunch of stuff locally, Duncan, but I'm just waiting for him to call and for us to arrange something. So hopefully soon, I think. Whataburger has the best fast food ketchup because they have spicy ketchup, not that kind, but more flavorful than regular. Yeah, it is pretty good. Europe is winners. Well, if there are Islamic countries in Europe in the 10th century, then yes. Which I think Spain would have Spain would have been an Islamic country in the 10th century, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. Whataburger sweet and spicy burger. Whataburger is really good. I don't know that a lot of people in California goes, oh, Whataburger sucks. And like, you've never eaten at a Whataburger. You've never been out of the LA area, and there's no Whataburger west of Phoenix, Arizona. So you've never been to a Whataburger, so you can't say anything about Whataburger. But I do like Whataburger. We did a Whataburger episode with Matt Zion. This is a few years back when we were in Arizona. We stopped at a Whataburger, so that's out there. Let's see. Come on, Val. Bogus. Which is bogus? Bogus. The Islamic country thing. Hey, I'm just going by my research. So I'm gonna guess Germany. Okay, Drafigo. It could be Germany. I don't know if they still have it, but Whataburger A1 Thick and Hearty was my all-time favorite burger. Heart attack on, but so good. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't remember which. Excuse me. It's that cough thing I warned you about. I don't know either if it's still on the menu or not. I don't remember what we had when we went there, but you know, I haven't had anything at Whataburger that I really thought. And the breakfast tacos are actually pretty good. Yes, Janice, you are correct. It is from Albrecht and Discount. So Albrecht is obviously the family name of the people who own Aldi's, and Discount. So it's the AL from Albrecht and the DI from Discount is where Aldi comes from. You're absolutely right. All right, I like Tom's better. Aldi Qualtkummer was a dog's name from the famous 1930s for starting the Great Chicago Fire. A wrong decade for the Great Chicago Fire, but still, great answer. Whatever, it tastes like a really good version of a homemade burger. Yeah, I agree. It is good. I like it. I do like it. It's a nice, meaty, full, satisfying burger. All right, let's do something else while time is wasted. Well, we have another hour. I think we're going to be able to get. Let's see. Let's get rid of our sweet and savory stuff, and then we get into our spicy stuff. Let me get these things out here and get them ready. That one, and then I think, yeah, that just leaves us with the hot spicy stuff. All right, cool. Let's do this one next. So the product line is called My Motto, M-O-T-T-O, My Motto. I don't know if that is if that's the English language version of motto, because this is a product of Bulgaria, so maybe motto means something else in Bulgaria. The company is called Fiscata, and Fiscata was founded in 1994 in Sofia, Bulgaria. And so these are tiramisu wafer cookies, and they just look really good. So we're going to give them a shot. It's so funny because they had a picture of the tiramisu, wrong finger, here, and to me that looked like the Tironi nougat candy, but I suppose, you know, it could be tiramisu with a lot of cream in there. So our question is, what alcohol is used? I know Tom's going to know this because I think he's made it before. What alcohol is traditionally used to make tiramisu? Again, what alcohol is traditionally used to make tiramisu? Doodle, you got to pace yourself, brother. You got to pace yourself. You can't snack out all day just like I'm doing. All right. I mean, it looks like your standard wafer cookie, right? It breaks into a big chunk, though. You know, the other ones break into smaller chunks. Let's see if we can just take a bite out of it. That's all. Ooh. Oh, that has a lot of flavor there. It's really sweet. There's a sugar wafer, though. Getting cocoa. There's some sort of like kind of breathy thing in there. I think maybe cinnamon I'm tasting. Oh, that must be citric acid. Let's see. Sugar, coconut fat, whey, skim milk powder, cocoa powder, soy lecithin, coffee, raising agent, sunflower oil, salt. Contains milk. Yeah, that's really nice. It's a really nice, unusual flavor to get in a sugar wafer. Very basic, but very nice. It's going to get a thumbs up. Let's see. Whatever, we got that. Spain, yes, of course. Iceland was something. I think it's smoke time. It's babble and yada, yada, yada. From me, I can admit that. Oh, okay. Babble and yada, yada, yada. I'll be back Arnie time. All right, Duncan, we'll see you in a little bit. Oh, thank you, Janice. So Janice Janice posted our Waffle House and Whataburger episode. I didn't realize we did both, but yeah, Janice posted our Waffle House and Whataburger episode that we did with Matt Zion when we were in Arizona. All right, so the question was, what alcohol is used traditionally to make tiramisu? So Miguel Rangel said brandy. Freak Guru said brandy. Duncan Spencer said brandy. Tom said brandy, cognac, or kumquat juice. Janice Yamanaka said Marsala wine, or amaretto, or Kahlua, or rum, or brandy. That narrows it down. Tom says, I use Marsala wine the last tiramisu I made. Well, then you made it correctly, because Italians traditionally make tiramisu with Marsala wine. So you are correct. It is Marsala wine, although they do occasionally use brandy and other even rum sometimes to make it. But traditionally, the Italians use Marsala wine. So you were correct there. All righty. I visited Waffle House when I visited us this year. A great place, that's for sure. Waffle House, okay, Waffle House, I wouldn't say it's a great place. It's a good place. It's like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's not the highest quality. It's just kind of like, it's like perfect road food. Like if you're going to head out on a long trip, you check out of your hotel, you're ready for this long drive up I-95 in Georgia or wherever you are. It's a great place to stop for a nice greasy breakfast, and they do have some really interesting things. And again, Drafigo, the link that Janice provided, we actually eat at a Waffle House as well. I'm trying to remember what Matt got when we went to the Waffle House, because there was a separate Reckless Eating episode from Trippy Food episode. We did separate episodes both at Waffle House and Whataburger. And he got something with potatoes on it, and he just like drenched it in ketchup, just like ketchup all over it, which was kind of like nasty to me. But I'm not a big fan of ketchup. But yeah, just kind of nasty to me. But yeah, it's just like I think they're open 24 hours, and it's probably one of those places that like is good to frequent like after you've been out partying all night or something. Although typically you don't find it in places where you're out partying all night. It's like in the middle of nowhere out on some long highway. But always a good place to stop for breakfast. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to say it's like Michelin starred food or anything else like that, but it is a good place to go and have breakfast. So yeah, it gets for me a thumbs up, trending downward. They I don't know how far west they are. I suppose. Well, I think Phoenix, Arizona, when we went to that one, that might be the farthest west. I don't think there are any in California, but I think that's the farthest west we go. All right, let's do these next. Sure, why not? And how many snacks did we do? We did 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. Okay, so we do this one, and then we go to our soft drink. All right, we're doing fine. All righty. So this, hang on, more housekeeping to do. Housekeeping. This is Private Selection. Private Selection is the the product line or the brand. It is a Kroger brand, and this is mackerel fillets in olive oil. Mackerel is a little is an unusual fish to find like this. I mean, you can find. Usually in cans, you'll find sardines, you'll find anchovies, you'll find even definitely tuna and even salmon, but mackerel not as much. But these are mackerel fillets. It looks like fillets, it's fillets. Mackerel fillets in olive oil. So these are from Private Selection, which is a Kroger brand. Kroger was founded in 1883 by Bernard Kroger, so it's not just a catchy name, in Cincinnati, Ohio. So as long as we're on the subject of mackerel, what is the origin of the phrase holy mackerel? Holy mackerel. What is the, yes, exactly, Tom. Tom, you beat me to it. What is the origin? Oh, we're gonna have a rough day. What is the origin of the term holy mackerel? All right. This is going to be interesting. Now, I guarantee that when I open this can and Doodle smells the mackerel, he's going to be up here wanting a snack. I just opened the box. He's up here already. I don't know if you can see it. Just see the top of his cute little head. He's here already. I just opened the box. Doodle. Oh, those are interesting. I see. Gonna see if I can show you without dumping olive oil all over the table, and I doubt I can do that. No, Doodle, you can't have that. You can't have. I'm gonna give you. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you the other half of your snack. And then maybe I can give you another apple because, you know, apple's good for you, right? You want that? You want that? Because that's what I can give you. I don't think I can give you. Now, olive oil, I always thought olive oil was bad for dogs. Apparently, olive oil is good for dogs. It's good for their fur. I didn't know that. I found that out the hard way. Let's see, what else is in here, though? Doodle. Well, we know citric acid is. This is a product of Thailand. Ingredients: mackerel, extra virgin olive oil, water, salt. I don't know, Doodle. I'm a little iffy about this one, but I don't know. I might give you a tiny piece of it or something. We'll see. All right, here we go. It doesn't really break apart really well. There we go. Has a texture similar to tuna. I got a little bit of squeakiness to it. It's going to sound really weird, but it almost has like a nutty flavor to it. And it's funny because once you get past that initial nutty flavor, then that fish flavor comes in. Then is a much stronger fish flavor than tuna. That comes in afterwards. Pretty powerful too. It's really interesting. I don't know that, like, you go to some grocery stores, you'll find whole mackerel. It's a pretty fish, but you'll find whole mackerel and you can take those home and cook them. But I think mackerel is regarded by a lot of people as a garbage fish. You know, a lot of people don't eat them. Mackerel, tilapia. Tilapia is a bottom-dwelling fish, and they eat, you know, I would say garbage, catfish, but some of them taste so good. So that I'm going to give. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward. It's really interesting. It's a different take on, you know, on tuna, manufactured the same way or packaged the same way. I think it would make a really interesting, like a mackerel salad sandwich. I'm going to test that theory afterwards. I'm going to save this and I'm going to make a mackerel salad sandwich afterwards. But yeah, I would say thumbs up, trending downward slightly, just because you get that really strong fish taste afterwards. And if you're not like a big fan of that fishy taste, you're not going to like it so much. Coconut oil is good for dogs too, and works nice for skin issues for them too. What about people? Is it good for people? All right, our question was, what is the origin of the phrase holy mackerel? Let's see. Janice says it dates back at least 200 years, possibly from Catholics eating fish on Friday. Isan says, I don't know about the holy mackerel, but I believe olive oil used to call Popeye her little mackerel when she got romantic. Maybe she was talking about something else when she said her little mackerel. Yeah, what Janice said, except there were kumquats too. Of course. Any new hot sauce is valid. Yeah, well, let's talk about it in a second. So the correct answer, you're absolutely correct. It is a combination of things. So it's one or the other. They kind of mix together. But it was a euphemism for saying Holy Mary. So back in the day, and I would say this was even true when I was going to Catholic school, is that you couldn't even, like, they didn't even like you saying the name Jesus. And they certainly didn't want you stubbing your toe and saying Jesus. You couldn't say hell. You couldn't say damn. You couldn't say any of those things, right? but they especially didn't want you to use God's name when you were angry, or like tripped or something like that. They, I'm not going to get into a religious conversation or anything. They consider, and some people consider that taking the Lord's name in vain. It is not. That's not what that means. But it was. Let's just say the nuns dissuaded you from doing anything like that. And so this was came out at a time when you wouldn't say Holy Mary, you would say Holy Mackerel as a substitute for Holy Mary. But Janice is correct. That is also a reference to Catholics who ate fish on Friday. So up until the 1960s, the Catholic Church wouldn't allow people to eat fish on Fridays. You had to eat. You wouldn't allow you to eat meat on Fridays. You had to eat fish on Fridays. And so there was kind of a Holy Mackerel was a name for Catholics who would eat fish on Fridays. So that's kind of where that came from. So yeah, you're all correct. And kumquats are in there somewhere too. So the question was, so no curse words, exactly. So Duncan, the question was, any new hot sauces, Val? I just saw, where was it that, I think it's Melinda's. Melinda's is always coming out with something different, and I think it's like a ghost pepper wing sauce. And I have not picked that up, but I'm going to definitely pick it up. The ghost pepper wing sauce. So Melinda's is always coming out with something good, and their sauces are really, really good. Now, if you don't know if you want a lot of that, if you go to, I think it's Walmart, you can get the little bottles that are about this big that are only like $1, and it's definitely worth it if you want to try that. But I have not had one of Melinda's hot sauces that I didn't like. Anything new I've tried? I can't think of anything new that I've tried lately. I would say that I did go to Panda Express, and they have one of the Hot Ones hot sauces on the chicken. So it's sort of like the orange chicken, except they're using a Hot Ones hot sauce on it. I can't remember, bourbon something. I can't remember which one it is. And I did try that one, and I wasn't really impressed. There's not enough of that hot sauce to even make it hot. So it wasn't really spicy at all. But if you guys would like to see that, I will go back and review it. Let me know. Show of hands who wants to see me review the new Hot Ones hot sauce chicken from Panda Express. Let me know, and I will do that. All right. I think we got that. We got that. Holy mackerel, look at the time. All right. So let's see, that was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4. All right, so let's do our soft drink. Move over there, beer, and let's do our soft drink. And our soft drink today, I hate this, is Wostok Berlin, or maybe it's Wostok. I think probably parents Wostok. Wostok Berlin Blueberry Sage Soda. Now, Wostok Berlin Blueberry Sage Soda was first made by Baikal Jetranka. It was founded in 2009 by Joris van Velsen in Berlin, Kreuzberg, Germany. That was probably the worst German accent like I've ever done. That was terrible. So this soda is made in Germany. They make a lot of other interesting sodas and a lot of stuff with herbals in it. I thought that blueberry soda was interesting enough, but the fact that it has sage in it too, I thought was doubly interesting. And the ingredients are carbonated water, sugar, blueberry juice, vegetable juice, color, natural flavor, citric acid, and sage extract. So it's, they're all natural flavors and everything. This is really interesting, and I thought I would give this a try. So as long as we're talking about blueberries, our question is, what city bills itself as the blueberry capital of the world? Again, what city bills itself as the blueberry capital of the world? Duncan, I'm looking at your text, and I'm guessing you probably pronounce German better than I do, but I can't tell because I'm just seeing the text. But Ungute van Hatten, du hast keine Mandarin. I'm not sure what I could have just sworn, and I don't know. I hope I didn't. This is good, yeah? Well, we'll see. It sounds good. I will let you know in 1 second. It's a nice blueberry color. Ooh, that's tart. I don't know if the blueberries are that tart. Maybe if they're not quite right, they're tart. But there's a tartness in there, like apple juice or something. Maybe I didn't see. I was just a fruit juice for color, but not apple juice. Maybe cherries. I'm not tasting it. I'm getting that blueberry taste, but like I said, there's a it has citric acid in it. That's probably where that acidic kind of thing is, because blueberry is typically not acidic. The sage is a little subtle. It kind of comes in at the end. You do get that at the end. And you have to like sage, I guess. I do. That is really, really unusual. Now, that is not it's not a really sweet drink. It does have sugar in it, but it doesn't taste like a really sweet carbonated drink. And I would think it's not, because there's only 80 calories in this. Typically, I want to say that, like, a bottle of Coke or something like that's going to be around 250 calories. Anybody out there can let me know. But I think a typical bottle of Coke this size, this is, how many ounces is this? Looks to be about 12 maybe. Let's see. Does it say? It doesn't say how many ounces it is. It does say it's vegan, but I think typically a sugared soda is going to be somewhere in the vicinity of 250 calories, 220, 250. Yeah, that's what I thought. And this is only 80, so they must go light on the sugar. And you can taste it. You can, when you drink it, you can taste that it's not heavy on the sugar. It does have some sweetness in it, but it does have some tartness to it. There's a really nice balance between the two of those. It's a really unusual flavor. This actually, to me, this tastes like it would be a good mixer. So it'd be like if you were going to put like maybe vodka or something a lot very plain tasting. It would be a good mixer. And it does have that tartness that makes it kind of fun. So a really unusual flavor. I don't know, like, if you have a hankering for like a sweet soda and you just want to like down a nice cold Coke or anything, I would not do this. This is like a drinking soda, like a separate drinking soda. It's which brings me to an interesting point. It's almost like if you've had drinking vinegar. If you have drinking vinegar, this is like a lighter version of it, like a drinking vinegar. Really good. It has sugar in it, but it doesn't have a lot of calories in it and everything, so it's a good choice. Where you would get that? That's a good question. I think I got this at a Middle Eastern store because, again, it is made in Bulgaria, but that is a good choice. That is really, really good, and that's going to get a thumbs up. So the question was, what city bills itself as the blueberry capital of the world? Or as Duncan Spencer would say, das ist gut, yeah. Tom says, Hamilton, New Jersey is known as the blueberry capital of the world. Janice Yamanaka says Hamilton, New Jersey. Duncan Spencer says Hamilton. It is, in fact, Hamilton, New Jersey, known as the blueberry capital of the world. Blueberries, by the way, are grown on bushes. Let's do this, because that's what we do here. Now, I'm feeling this one's not going to be too bad, because, again, this didn't have a really strong beer taste. This had, peaches and lactose that had like the creamy taste. This is blueberries and sage. I think it's going to go together really well. So here we go. Now it's funny, when we mix these two together, it brings out the alcohol taste from the beer. It almost accentuates that, which is really weird because you would think it would water it down, but it actually accentuates it. It also brings out that creamy taste that I wasn't getting so much just drinking the beer straight. It brings in that creamy taste from the beer. It's definitely fruity, and then you get that herbal flavor from the sage. So kind of mixing them together kind of brings out all the flavors. You get the orange, the cream, the sage, and the blueberries. All those flavors come to the front when you mix them together, more so than when you drink them apart. It's really kind of odd. I never thought that I would say you know, as a mixer, mix it with a beer, but it actually worked really well. That's nice. That's going to get I'm going to say a thumbs up trending downward. Not like a drink I would order a lot wherever again, you know, put that together, but they do go nicely together. There is a very interesting combination of flavors in there and everything. So yeah, thumbs up, trending downward. How long are you on for, Val? Well, I was hoping to be on until 3 o'clock, and it looks like we'll be able to do that. So another half hour or so. I was going to try to see how my throat was going to handle it. I've had a little bit of coughing in between. I'm nursing that hot tea with honey and lemon in it. It seems to be okay for now. If it starts to get crazy, you know, we'll figure that one out. So, all right. So I think we're going to make it till 3 o'clock. We should be fine. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right. Next on our list, on our hit parade, we have from 7-Eleven. This is 7 Select, which is one of their house brands. They have other house brands as well. One of their house brands, which is 7 Select. This is 7 Select Maple Bacon Jerky, which sounds really interesting. Bacon jerky, and it has maple flavor. It does say natural smoke flavor added, premium cuts of bacon jerky. Let's see if it's actual maple. Maple flavor, natural flavor. Yep. So everything is natural in here. It's pretty good. I hear a lot that 7-Eleven 7-Eleven used to be associated with kind of crap food, and then they've been stepping up their game lately and everything. So I have high hopes on this. So 7-Eleven, as we mentioned before, was founded in 1927 by Joe Thompson in Dallas, Texas, and it was originally called the Southland Ice Company. Actually, he franchised a version of the like a small convenience store kind of grocery of Southland Ice Company, and then he maintained that one. And later on, in 1928, changed the name to Totem Stores because somebody had brought back a totem pole from the Pacific Northwest, and they put it out in front of the store, and they called them Totem Stores, not from the totem pole, but like totem. I'm going to totem. I'm going to, take a bag. It was a convenience store. In 1946, they changed the name to 7-Eleven. The 7 Select product line was launched in 2008. So, because this is maple flavored bacon jerky, the question is, what is the name for the small cabins or group of cabins where sap is collected from maple trees and then boiled down into maple syrup? Again, the question, what is the name for the small cabins or group of cabins where sap is collected from maple trees and then boiled down into maple syrup? Hate that. I should be grateful, though. I mean, then there's like pieces of bacon in there. Look at that. Doodle, I don't know if you can have this. Let's see. Water, sugar, salt. No, you can't have sugar. Natural smoke. You covered that pie. I know you covered that pie. I'm going to give you, I'll give you another piece of apple. All right? Another piece of apple? I'll give you another piece of apple. I feel good about giving you this because it just has apple in it. Want that? Want that? That's the apple one. You like that. You had 2 pieces already. All right. 7 Select maple flavored bacon jerky. Here we go. That's a piece of bacon, isn't it? Well, Duncan, it was good to see you again. Glad you could make it. If I make it to 3 o'clock, we'll do it again next week. We'll see how it goes. This has got to break sometime. But I got tired of waiting. I like the texture of the bacon. It is more like jerky than, a piece of fried bacon. The maple flavor almost tastes like you're having a pancake breakfast and you have bacon on your plate. And when you pour the maple syrup on the pancakes, it kind of gets mixed in with the bacon, and then you eat the bacon. So flavors naturally go together. It's not overly sweet. It's not like crazy, like sweet with maple syrup on it. We get that nice smoke flavor. That's really good. The texture is kind of strange for something called jerky because it gets crumbly. So when you go to eat it, it kind of crumbles a little bit. It has a thicker texture than fried bacon, but that's really good. Nice level of maple and smoke flavor on that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's a solid thumbs up. All right. Now, question was, what is the name for the small cabins, a group of cabins where sap is collected from maple trees and then boiled down into maple syrup? And the guesses were, let's see. I will have to say kumquat. Duncan Spencer or Val will put out a contract on my life. How long you want? Okay, let's see. Where the guesses start. Okay, Ice Hand said sugar shacks. Janice said sugar houses, sap houses, sugar shacks, or sugar cabin. She covered all bases there. Okay, Duncan, we'll see you soon. Again, thanks for joining us today. Tom says I have to drive 65 over a mountain pass to get to the nearest 7-Eleven. Oh my God. You have to drive 65 miles per hour, or you have to drive 65 miles? Either way, that's a long way to go for us to a 7-Eleven. I have one 3 blocks from my house. I just walk around the corner. Bye. Doodle. Duncan Spencer said bye. Okay. So yeah, everyone guessed sugar shacks. Janice went the extra mile and said sugar houses, sap houses, sugar shacks, or sugar cabin. Those are all correct as well. But the most popular term for it is sugar shacks. I will tell you, unfortunately, we did not film an episode. I think it was 2012, somewhere around there. But Claudia and I, for our anniversary, went to Montreal and Quebec City. And while we were up there, we went to a sugar shack because that was the end of March, beginning of April is the height of the sugaring season, and that's when all the sugar shacks are open. So typically, they now have like this big cabin where they'll have dancing and music, and also foods made with maple syrup, all kinds of food made with maple syrup. And if you have not experienced going to a sugar shack and having a meal at a sugar shack and everything, it is so much fun and definitely worth it. At the end of the night, they take hot maple syrup, they melt hot maple syrup, and then they pour it on the snow in a straight line, and then they take a popsicle stick and they wrap it. I think they call that maple toffee, but it's like melted and then frozen on snow maple syrup, and they hand it to you on a stick, and you just eat it like that, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, we definitely had a lot of fun. If you get a chance to be in Quebec or even northern New England, northern Maine, northern New Hampshire, northern Vermont, during sugaring season and everything, be sure to stop at a sugar shack because they're a lot of fun. We may have done a blog article on it, but again, I don't think we did a Trippy Food article on Trippy Food episode on it. I didn't have a camera at the time. Most of the stuff that was filming, Jeff was filming for me, so I think that was it. There was nothing near us except nothing. I have to drive to anything. I imagine there's no sugar shacks near you either. All right, let's move on to our next one. How are we doing on time? Oh, 2:33. We're doing okay. I think we have 3 left, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to do this one next because I think this one's fun and interesting. Julie left, so she's going to have to catch us on the replay on this one because this one looks really, really interesting. I hate that. Thank you for putting up with my throat today. So I'm going to say the company name. I'm going to let's see if I can. Lakritsfabriken. Okay, Lakritsfabriken Ramlösa. So this is from Lakritsfabriken Ramlösa, and what Lakritsfabriken actually means, translated, is licorice factory. It's licorice factory. So this is the Ramlösa licorice factory. This is made in Sweden, and Lakritsfabriken Ramlösa was founded in 2011 by Martin Jorgensen in Helsingborg, Sweden. Yes, it was. It was founded in 2011 in Sweden, and this is chili licorice. Chili licorice, which sounds really, really interesting. I like the red and the black together for the chili licorice. Sounds really, really interesting. Two of my favorite flavors, chili and licorice together. Feels like soft licorice. Can't really tell. All right, so our question is, what is the earliest use of licorice? Again, what is the earliest use of licorice? I don't suppose it makes a difference whether we open this from the top or the bottom. We'll open it like from the top, like humans. Well, it smells like licorice. So we're not going to get that heat smell, and it looks like licorice, and it does look like soft licorice. Ooh, you get the heat right away. This is, they usually put molasses in licorice, part of what makes it dark. But this isn't as sweet. There's like hardcore licorice flavor and heat from chili. This is really nice. Let's see what is in here. Oh, because this is considered salty licorice. Okay, that's why it's not sweet. Now, typically the salt is not like sodium chloride, which is like table salt. It's usually like ammonium chloride. So let's see. This has syrup, rice flour, which is weird. Sugar. It does have sugar in it. Water, inert syrup, aroma. Okay. Licorice, sorbitol, rice starch, seasoning, chili. And so it just says chili, salt, coconut oil, and glazing agent, carnauba wax. This is really interesting. Again, if you have not had salted licorice or salt licorice, that is a very unusual experience. If you like licorice and you like the sweetness of licorice, you should be forewarned before you try salted licorice. That is a completely different flavor. What happens is the salt mixes with the licorice, or mixes with the sweetness, and it makes sour. So for some reason, you get this really sour taste between the combination of the saltiness and the sweetness. It creates sour. You do get this sour taste. So there's a really strong licorice taste, which I love. It is salted licorice, which, again, unless you're used to that, it can take some getting used to. And then it has that chili that comes in and provides that heat. I can't say that it really tastes like chili. I can't taste any kind of pepper in that, but I do get the chili heat from that. It's really unusual. I've never had a chili licorice before, but I like both of those things, and I like this one, and that's going to get a thumbs up. All right, so our question was, what is the earliest use of licorice? Let's see. Okay, Icehan said that no one guessed the answer, so the answer is pickles. Janice says licorice was used to treat ulcers and quench thirst. Well, that may be true. Licorice was used as a medicinal. It was used as a medicinal. The root of licorice, or licorice root, was used as a medicinal plant as early as 4000 BC by the Sumerians. So the Sumerians was, remember, the like Babylon and the origin of modern culture. 4000 BC, which is 6,000 years ago. 6,000 years ago was the earliest that licorice root was used. So I suppose you were right, Janice. I'm not sure specifically what it was used for, but it was used by the Sumerians in 4000 BC. So I think you're right there. All right, let's get on with it and get on to our next one. We're doing okay. We have 20 minutes left and 2 snacks, so we're doing okay. Let's see. I think this one's not gonna be as hot. We're gonna try that one next. And you guys probably recognize the product, at least, or who makes that. So this is, for some strange reason, you don't see a lot of Chesters in like regular big grocery stores. Chesters you seem to see in like convenience stores or even dollar stores seem to have more of the Chester's product. But Chester's is a Cheetos product. It is made by Frito-Lay. These are Chester's Jalapeño Cheese Whirlz Poppers. Now, as far as cheese poppers go, jalapeno poppers. What jalapeno poppers typically are jalapenos that are stuffed with cream cheese and deep fried. They're breaded and deep fried. I don't know how this is going to taste like that, and I don't know that it even has cream cheese in it. Let's see. Ingredients: cornmeal, niacin, blah, 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 vegetable oil, maltodextrin, whey, salt, onion powder, sugar, cheddar cheese, there's the cheese, milk, cornstarch, dextrose, and natural and artificial flavors. God only knows what that is. Buttermilk, garlic powder, Romano cheese, has multiple cheeses in it, skim milk, citric acid, because there's citric acid in everything. Malic acid, spices, artificial color, jalapeno pepper, sodium caseinate, and lactic acid. Contains milk ingredients. So it's probably gonna have that taste. It does kind of look breaded. I don't think it's gonna be breaded, but it does have that kind of breaded look to it. These I think I got at Dollar Tree. They don't really have a strong smell. Smell that. See my post above pickles, Val. Trivia: what do you eat between servings when you are doing maple syrup tastings? I would say a saltine cracker. That's my guess. I don't remember doing a maple syrup tasting. I've done olive oil tasting, which is really unusual. I haven't done a maple syrup tasting. Why is this spicier than this? It doesn't make any sense. These, they don't remind me of jalapeno poppers. They remind me of like, well, okay, there's a little bit of heat that builds afterwards. You don't get them on the initial bite. Yeah, I suppose you have to eat more of them to actually get that. Because again, remember when you're eating a jalapeno popper, you're eating a whole jalapeno, and so there's that flavor, that fruity pepper flavor from the jalapeno as well as the heat, and that's kind of missing here. There is jalapeno in here, but you just kind of miss the flavor, that fruit flavor of the pepper when you're taking the jalapeno and you're putting it in this form. So that kind of goes away a little bit. There are different cheeses in here, but the cheddar kind of stands out, which is unusual for a popper. It's a nice try. I think it just needs a little bit of work. So I'm going to say thumbs up, turning downward slightly on that one. All right, so our question was, no, I didn't ask the question. I'm sorry. Let me ask it now. Again, these are made by Frito-Lay. The Frito company granted W.H. Lay and Company rights to manufacture and distribute Fritos in 1945. The two companies merged together in 1961 to become Frito-Lay. Chester's kind of came out afterwards. Chester Cheetah is the mascot of Frito-Lay for Cheetos. It's the Cheetos mascot is Chester Cheetah. He's been around for, I think, since the 80s or so, but he wasn't their first mascot. So the question is, what kind of animal was Cheetos' first mascot? again, what kind of animal was Cheetos' first mascot? So we'll ask that question while we get the second, or is our last one? I guess it is our last one. Our last one ready. And we're going to have plenty of time for goût mélange. This one kind of makes me nervous, and yet not. Wait, are we still here? I'm not seeing anybody posting anymore. We didn't get disconnected, did we? Somebody post something and make sure we didn't get disconnected. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Miguel. It got quiet. I just wanted to make sure we didn't get cut off. This tea is a godsend. All righty. So, yeah, in the essence of time, Janice, I'm going to give you that one since you answered it first. The first Cheetos mascot was a mouse named Cheetos Mouse. Cheetos Mouse. Not, I admit, not very creative, but should have been a chipmunk. Well, it's Cheetos, right? And Cheetos, I guess, is named from cheese. So it had to do something, you know, a mouse is the obvious choice when it comes to cheese, I suppose. So these are from Brim's Snack Foods. These are Brim Snack Foods Fiery Hot Crunchy Cheese Curls. Brim Snack Foods was founded in 1982 by Terry Brimhall in Memphis, Tennessee. That's why Brim Snack Foods, his name is Brimhall. Get it? Brim Snack Foods was founded in 1982 by Terry Brimhall in Memphis, Tennessee. So, as long as we're talking about Memphis, which future U.S. president, I don't mean what president in the future, which future U.S. president, like he wasn't the president at the time, which future U.S. president was one of the founders of the city of Memphis, Tennessee? Again, which future U.S. president was one of the founders of the city of Memphis, Tennessee? All right, we're going to go ahead and try these. Fiery hot, oven-baked, crunchy cheese curls. Cheese-flavored snacks made with real cheese. Good, because I hate the ones made with fake cheese. They look like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. They're denser. They're definitely denser. Crunchy. They look like Flamin' Hot. Has a slow building heat. Funny thing about Flamin' Hot is, I want to say it was last year maybe. There was a movie, I think it was on Netflix if I'm not mistaken, called Flamin' Hot, and it was about the creation of Flamin' Hot, the Flamin' Hot spice or whatever you want to call that. And the idea was there was a janitor who was working at Frito-Lay who kind of developed this thing, and so the movie was about him and about his development of Flamin' Hot spice. So they made a movie out of it, and then later, I think it was the year after the movie came out, Frito-Lay was questioning the origin of it and saying that no, it was actually created by somebody who worked in the development of creating different foods for Frito-Lay internally, and so it's kind of like they're not suing anybody, no one's arguing the point, and they're kind of saying like, well, this guy was just a janitor, so maybe we don't know what he was doing, and he obviously wasn't aware of what we were doing internally, so it could have been that the process was going at the same time. It could have been that somebody copied the idea from somebody else, and so it just adds an air of uncertainty to it. But like I said, the person who the movie was about is not suing, and Frito-Lay is not suing either the company that made the movie or the person who says they invented it. So who knows? I don't. All right, these are really interesting. They look like Flamin' Hot, but they don't really taste like. They don't have that chemical taste of Flamin' Hot. To be honest with you, they don't have any kind of pepper taste at all, either artificial or real. The flavor builds. You have to eat. You start eating them, and then the flavor builds. And the more you eat, the more that. I'm sorry. I want to say flavor. I want to say heat. You get the cheese. It's not even as like a strong cheese flavor as Cheetos. You do get a cheese flavor, but it's not that kind of sharp cheddar flavor that you get with Cheetos. And they're oven baked just like those, but they seem denser and crunchier. So it's like, even though they look like Flamin' Hot Cheetos, they don't taste like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. They don't have the same texture as Flamin' Hot Cheetos. They have the same effect as Flaming Hot Cheetos. And again, like I said, they have a heat that builds. They say fiery hot in giant red letters. I don't know about that, but it is pretty strong. If you have a low tolerance for capsaicin, you're probably going to find these to be, exceptionally hot. I'm going to give these a thumbs up. Maybe not an enthusiastic thumbs up. To me, it's just like a different, it's like a variation of Flaming Hot Cheetos that is different in texture, flavor, intensity, and stuff like that. I do. I would prefer these over Flamin' Hot Cheetos again because it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that artificial kind of chemical flavor that Flamin' Hot stuff does. So, our question was, which future U.S. president was one of the founders of the city of Memphis, Tennessee? Let's see. Janice Yamanaka said Andrew Jackson. Tom said Pewley Quatts. It is in fact Pewley Quatts. That is correct. Now, he was only president for 15 minutes, and then Andrew Jackson took over. So, it was the same time Andrew Jackson was elected president. But Andrew Jackson was the person who's attributed to being one of the three founders of the city of Memphis, Tennessee in 1819. So we've gone through everything. It is 2:52. We still have 8 minutes left and plenty of time to do our goût mélange. So let's do goût mélange, and let's see if my throat we can go this extra 8 minutes. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Tom. All right, let's see. Let's start with our maple flavored bacon jerky. I don't know if this will break apart. That's okay. I will cut it apart. I feel bad about wasting stuff, but for the most part, I think the snacks that we had today won't go to waste because I think most of them are really good. I can't think of anything that I had here that I go, eh. It is going to make a weird goût mélange, though. That's for certain. All right, there's our bacon jerky, chopped up as finely as we can get it. Here is our tiramisu wafer. Let me try cutting that because I think because it has that cream filling in it, it's not going to crumble very well. Alrighty, and our strawberry rhubarb pie from Trader Joe's. Now, which of these things do I think is going to throw everything off? I would say the mackerel, but we'll see. I think we've done stuff with fish before where it really didn't take too much away from it. But that's what I suspect. I suspect the tuna. I'm getting this all over the place. This is disgusting. All right, our freeze-dried apples. I don't know how I'm going to break this up, but we're going to give it a shot. I am Dunker and Dunker. I am Duncan, and you are back. So welcome back. Did you eat that other one? You want that one? Oh, you have one right here. There's one right here. I don't know. You smell something else that you want. I don't know what it is. Yeah, for freeze dried, these apples are really, really strange. There's a really strange texture for freeze dried because they're not. It's not like dry and crumbly. They're kind of like almost leathery. But they're also light and airy. One of these days, your Goût Mélange combos could give you superpowers. What superpower does it give you, Val? The power to talk for 2 hours without coughing. That's a superpower that I hope it gives me. At least that's a useful superpower right now. All right. These are going to be weird. When I said that the tuna was going to be the strongest taste, I realized that we have these this licorice, the salted chili licorice, and then I realized that's going to be the predominant flavor. I'm pretty sure that's going to be predominant flavor. Thought you would have gone. No, it's not. I mean, it's not 3 o'clock yet, and my voice has held out so far. So, okay, our poppers that don't taste like poppers. They're not bad. They just don't taste like poppers. Doodle's trying to steal a snack. And what am I missing? I think I got everything. Oh no, the mackerel. This is just going everywhere. I mean, absolutely everywhere. I'm gonna have to vacuum the desk afterwards. It's just like absolutely everywhere. Doodle, trust me, you don't want these. And now the mackerel. 11 p.m. here nearly. Nearly, yes, we have 3 minutes left. So I better get a move on it. I'll break this up a little bit. All righty. Let's mix this up. I think we're gonna have to use a spoon on this one. Oh, I can smell that fish. I don't have complete high hopes on this one. All right, here we go. So again, remember that in the next couple of weeks, I don't think we're going to do a grab bag next week. We're going to do 2 things coming up. One is the pumpkin spice roundup, which is going to be pumpkin spice, pumpkin flavor, and fall themed fruit foods. So we're going to kind of mix those all together. And the other one is our ordinary average guy live stream. So if you guys have any suggestions for that, foods that everybody everywhere eats all the time, make sure you put that on our suggestion box in the community page, and then we will pick the top numbers of suggestions from there. I think somebody's already suggested grilled cheese tomato soup. There was a couple of other suggestions out there. So if you have suggestions, put them out there, and we'd love to try those. And we're going to go basic on it. Like I said, if we make a grilled cheese sandwich, we're going to use Kraft American cheese and like Wonder Bread or some sort of white bread. We're not going to go fancy. We're not going to do organic or anything like that. We're just going to use what everybody else on average would use. I make such a mess. All right, here we go. Fish. Right off the bat, fish. Alan L. Oh, geez. I don't remember where I got that one. Hot cheese. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'll have to ask Matt. I'm sure he clipped it from somewhere, but I don't remember where I got that one. Hot cheese. Where was I eating something that was so hot? Cheese that was so hot that burned my mouth. I don't know. Everything kind of gets toned down here. Okay, so prominent flavors, the fish, obviously, but it gets mellower. The rhubarb and strawberry pie. I'm getting the rhubarb and strawberry pie filling. Everything else, all the crunchy stuff, just kind of like there's really no flavor added to that. I'm getting the bacon and those bacon flavors. Not so much the maple syrup flavor, but definitely the bacon flavor. It's not bad, but it's kind of a weird combination. Again, the fish just overpowers everything. It's not a horrible taste, but it's not great. So I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle, trending upward. So, it would be meh, but, but it's interesting. So it's going to get a thumbs in the middle, trending upward. So that brings us to 3 o'clock. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And we got lucky, and I ended up not coughing the whole way through. So hopefully I'm on the mend, and we'll be getting better over a period of time. It's already been like, I think, 3 or 4 weeks now since I got COVID. But hopefully we'll get rid of this soon, and we'll be back to normal, whatever that is. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you spending your Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, some of you, with us. Thank you very much. I just want to remind you, if you have not subscribed, please do so. We're around 2,700, maybe a little bit over 2,700 subscribers. Nice, I don't, it's not like it's going to change anything if we get like a lot more and everything. It would be nice, but it's not a necessity. We're still going to go ahead and do it. Remember to give some love to other, our other friends and other people who we recommend that you check out their channels as well. Tom, old guy in Colorado, Janice Yamanaka, Rod Switch, who was on earlier. Just check out their channels and show them some love. Be sure it's really important that when you subscribe and put the little thing with the bell with the thing on there so you get notification every time. It's also important that you like the videos and leave a comment. That's important as well. So please do. Hey, even if you have a bad comment to leave on ours, leave a bad comment. I don't mean you using bad language, but I'm just saying it's like, Val, I've had that. It's terrible. Just leave a comment. So, like I said, hopefully we'll slowly be on the mend and we'll be back to 100% in the near future, I hope. But, we're going to give it a shot, and I appreciate you guys spending time with us, and apologize for any, any times where there was some coughing or something like that. And I do apologize, but we're making a point to try to get better. And thank you so much for watching and taking time out of your weekend to spend it with us. I enjoy spending it with you, and I'm glad you enjoy spending it with us. But remember that it's crazy out there, so please be careful. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.